We mostly hear about women testing men, but men test women too. Men test women for the same reasons, and their tests tend to be conversation-driven and sometimes very subtle. On the other hand, as the relationship progresses, their final tests can be far more confusing and sometimes hurtful. But if you really love your man, you will pass his tests and become the true love of his life. So let's discuss some of these scenarios, from the mini tests early on to the final cold feet tests later. Let's get into the video. Number 3. He will test how grateful and appreciative you are of him. Ladies, the number one thing we men test women with while dating is how grateful she is for the things we do for you. A guy will want to know how appreciative you are of him as a man, his desire to give to you, and the actions and things he does for you. He will test this by doing small things for you or giving you small gifts, and then wait to see how you respond. It's healthy to show thanks to someone who does something nice. You don't want to seem ungrateful towards a good guy who is trying to be nice. What happens is that most times women don't share their gratitude with a man, either because they believe they shouldn't express it for whatever reason, or because they want to explore more of their feminine side and their sense of self-worth. Being able to say thanks and be appreciative is key because men really do pay attention to these things. Men are looking first and foremost just for a thank you. So it's important to address it and make it from the heart. That's going to make a huge difference in how he sees you. Number 2. He will test your level of enthusiasm for his hobbies and your level of neediness and entitlement. Ladies, you're not expected to be as big a sports fanatic as he is or know just as much about bird watching as the maestro. But the real test is whether you take an interest in his hobbies. If you do, he will take this as a sign that even if you don't quite get his hobbies, you enjoy spending time with him and will thus educate yourself on this little world he enjoys being a part of. Another thing men test a woman for while dating is they test to see if a woman has certain neediness or comes with demands or expectations, kind of with an energy of like, you should be doing this for me. You should be doing that. When a man doesn't hear you say thanks and senses that you're waiting for him to be happy and feel good, then it makes him shut down simply because a man wants to know that you are taking care of yourself and you are responsible for your happiness. Love should be freely given. I really stand by that. Knowing that he's free to love you and knows that you're also responsible in regard to your self-worth and your happiness rather than waiting on him. In a relationship, a woman should be fulfilling in some areas of her life. Your partner should come in and want to add to that happiness rather than making him completely responsible for it. Number 1. He will test whether you try to control him. Another thing men test women for is to see if you're trying to control him or his time, freedom, and independence. Ladies, if a man says that you're trying to control him, he feels trapped. Chances are, any moment in time where you're feeling that sense of needing to control somebody, it's because you're feeling fear or insecurity. It's really important for you to address your own fears and work on them so you're not projecting those fears or insecurities on the man so he feels free to love you. Relationships have to be two responsible people working on learning how to love themselves more, or just expending that self-love and learning how to love another person freely out of their own choice. One of the things that puts a damper on a relationship is projections, expectations, and demands. Men test a woman to see how much she tries to control them because it makes them feel trapped. He wants to feel free to choose you and that you understand and trust him. Please like the video and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.